Welcome into the Week 5 edition of KSR's Pick 3, where Nick Roush, Adam Luckett, and I each give our 3 favorite bets for the upcoming weekend. As always, we are brought to you by mybookie.ag. We're using promo code KSR. We'll double your first deposit up to $1,000. If you haven't done it by now, consider MyBookie for all of your gambling needs. And make sure you enter KSR in the promo code box to get double on your first deposit. Last week, boys, I stayed hot. I followed up a 3-0 weekend with another undefeated Saturday, although I had a push in there with Arkansas because they can't make field goals. Still unbeaten for the back-to-back weeks and maintaining a lead in this game. Adam Luckett, I think you went 2-1. What happened out there for you?
Texas Tech got about 9 fourth-down conversions. Blew it. But I'd probably play him again. But that was a tough loss.
The elephant in the room is Nick Roush just really bringing down the team. Our views are going down as our record goes down with you.
Got my eyes on this scroll. Oh,
4-11. Yikes. And what's the beautiful irony is I'm in dead last here, but I'm in dead first in my radio show's picking contest. It's weird how it works, but I'm fading my own bets. I've flipped and bet on New Mexico State, so I apologize to our viewers out there. Sometimes you have a late change of heart and you got to fade the Rainbow Warriors. And you know what? It's not going to be an official pick this week, but I'm betting New Mexico State again. They're playing FIU and they're 2 touchdown favorites. Well, you know what? FIU, you stink.
0-6 in back-to-back weekends, calling out someone else for stinking. Why don't you lead us off there, Owen?
Oh gosh, not Owen. That's when you know that you've got to change things up. So I'm doing something I rarely do, and I'm betting against blood, and that's in Minneapolis. Purdue, man, they had to squeak one out last week against FAU without Aiden O'Connell. Things aren't optimistic. I have no inside information if he'll be back or not, but one piece of information that is rock solid: Jeff Brom stinks against Minnesota. They are just the weird thorn in his side. There's something about that game that just is bad. It's off. And Minnesota, they appear to be a wagon. They're a team that I bet preseason over their win total. They took care of business against Michigan State, a team that I went under on their win total as well. I think they're really good, and I think Purdue is really bad against this team. So let me take the Golden Gophers over the Brahmer makers.
Turning on family. You know, you can just avoid his games. I feel like you're involved on one side or the other every week.
That's the Catholic in him, Drew. He just can't avoid it. It's got to have some action going on. It's just how he was raised.
Look at who you got.
Yeah, I'm going Big 12 heavy this week. We're going to Fort Worth, Oklahoma at TCU. I think this is a great spot to back Oklahoma. Off a loss, an upset loss, Kansas State. They really need another win here before Red River to stay in that Big 12 title hunt. They're laying 6.5 on the road at TCU. TCU's got a bad pass defense. We know what Dylan Gabriel and that Oklahoma passing offense can do. I think you could see a shootout break out there, but I trust Jeff Levy, offensive coordinator, Dylan Gabriel, and that Oklahoma team more, and I trust Oklahoma's defense more than TCU's defense. So I'm going to lay the 6.5 for the Sooners in the noon window.
Slight confession to everyone watching at home. You might see me typing. It's because I still haven't even made my picks. I'm trying to read the board and produce and make these banners. You know, when you're as hot as I am right now, it doesn't even matter. I mean, I could flip a coin. But since I didn't get in as much research as I would have liked as I'm packing for Oxford, I think I'll stick with the conference and what I know and seem to have done pretty well with. And I'm going to start with Mississippi State against the team that gave me my push last week. I hate the push, how it sticks out there, that 1 on our record there at the bottom. And I still think the Aggies are way down from what they should be, even though they've gotten away with wins in back-to-back weeks. I bet against them back-to-back weeks. I'm sticking with that one more time because I trust Will Rogers and the Pirates offense and Texas A&M not being able to keep up with Max Johnson or whoever they're rolling out this week. So give me the Bulldogs for my first one.
Man, and I like Mississippi State to win that game. Just A&M, they've become a stay away team for me. Just something about them that I don't know. I don't trust them at all. But I do trust this spot with the UTSA Roadrunners. They're 4-point favorites at Middle Tennessee. Middle Tennessee just had their biggest win in program history. all thanks to 1,000 Miami turnovers, goal line stand followed by a 99-yard touchdown. Like that game, they had to have a lot of things go right for them to completely beat the doors off of Miami. That they're going to fall flat on their faces this week. Give me the Roadrunners.
I'm sticking in the Big 12, and I'm fading a couple media darlings here, these next two. Kansas. People are upset they're not ranked in the top 25. Jalen Daniels is some people's September Heisman. Now they're playing an Iowa State team who I bet Baylor against last week, who's coming off a loss, who needs a win on the road. Iowa State's laying 3 here. I think Iowa State's a legit top 25 defense. It's the first real good defense Kansas has played. And then you look on the other side, Kansas is bad on defense, both through the air and the pass. I think Iowa State quarterback Hunter Deckers has a pretty big game, a motivated spot for Iowa State. I think they go on the road and get the win outright. I think they might get it comfortably there in Lawrence, Kansas. So give me the Clones -3 on the road.
Man, playing with fire, betting with Matt Campbell.
Listen, you're betting against your family, so I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear betting strategies. I don't. You're betting with the bald guy, bald PJ Fleck. You bald guys got to stick together. I don't want to hear it. I hope cousin Jeff comes to the boat. I hope cousin Jeff comes to Thanksgiving and shoves it in your face. I saw you take us -12. Nobody covers double digits on me.
If Jeff wins outright and you're wrong again, betting on games your own family's coaching, you got to leave the family. You can't show up for Christmas.
And you know how family is too. Like he's throwing crystal ball picks in my face. Like he will happily take this and just it'll be in the Purdue locker room next week. All right.
No, they're probably in West Lafayette in the football facility. They've got pick 3 rolling right now. They're just showing Roush pick against them. Need some ammo.
Well, at least Roush's family has a job because in my next game, there's a guy who won't have a job much longer, and Georgia is absolutely going to kill Mizzou. I trusted Georgia to kill South Carolina a few weeks ago when that number seemed way too high. I think they'd still be scoring touchdowns if they hadn't run out of time in that one. This one, again, is an insane number for a road SEC team, but, I mean, Mizzou's bad, as we've all seen. They literally handed the game to Auburn a week ago, and I think Georgia's out to make a statement after Kent State did a little more than Georgia expected. So I'm going with the Bulldogs to win by 30-plus on the road in the petting zoo and all the yellow they have there in Como.
Yeah, not one of my picks, but I really love the under there. I think it's 54. That has 42-3 written all over it like that there.
When I saw that matchup earlier in the week, I was like, anything under 28, and it's going to be in pick 3. And so I'm just going to bet it personally, but I think our listeners would be wise to just fade Eli Dorkowitz for the foreseeable future. Here's one bet that I think we all can agree on. A team that's going on the road, they're ranked higher, but they're a touchdown underdog. Doesn't really make sense when you've got an inexperienced quarterback versus one of the best quarterbacks in the country. You know who I'm talking about. Your Kentucky Wildcats. I don't understand it. 7-point underdog? The money's going towards Ole Miss. I don't see it. I don't understand it. And frankly, the money line too, plus 210. Like I know that I wear blue glasses quite a bit, but that's a lot of points for this Kentucky football team with so much experience and Chris Rodriguez coming back. I don't know how you can be on the Rebel side in this game.
Can you gamble in Mississippi?
You have to go to a sports book. You can't do it on your phone.
Okay. Well, those people staying at the casino, I'm sure will have a little skin in the game there in the great state of Mississippi.
Or you can go to my bookie if you don't want to go to the sports book, where they have it at 7 right now. Just checked.
Nice. There you go. All right.
Go ahead, Luckett.
Me. Head down to ACC, another basketball darling. We saw it with the stupid graphic during the UK game. I still don't know what that graphic meant when they showed all the basketball schools. But Duke here, home favorite over Virginia. Preseason, you wouldn't have ever gotten this line. But I think it's too much favoritism towards Duke here. I'm taking Virginia plus 2.5. I think Virginia's got a good defense. They shut down a Syracuse offense that had been putting up some good numbers and really gave their offense a chance to win. I'm not a big fan of new head coach Tony Elliott. I think his offenses are kind of stinky. But Duke, it's very, very bad pass defense. So it's a good get-right spot for quarterback Brennan Armstrong. I like the Hoos here to go on the road and win straight up. So give me the 2.5, and we'll see an outright win here.
I'm going to also go with the basketball school talk and join Nick Roush, which I wouldn't normally encourage as he's 0-6. But even as just unbiased opinion, not my excitement for going to Oxford, I feel like this number's way too high. I bet it at 6, thinking it would go the other way. I'm mad I didn't wait a little longer and get the full 7. But I genuinely believe Kentucky will win down there, and at worst, keep it within a touchdown with Chris Rodriguez coming back. Ole Miss, I mean, they've got some good stats. We all know the numbers, 4th nationally in rushing, blah, 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 8th nationally in total rushes, whatever. They haven't played anyone. This will be their first real test, and I think Blue is going to get in and make lots of noise to help out. So I like Kentucky plus the 7 and also to win.
I think it's
they ain't
plus
played nobody, Paul.
Right now. DraftKings
What's
plus
that?
210.
Yeah,
plus 210.
Yeah.
Gonna dabble in that too.
Tasty, awful tasty.
How about them saying the Grove closes at 6 o'clock? Like, what do we have, hours at an outdoor event? What's going on with that?
Yeah, they're gonna have to drag Drew Franklin and his cold dead body out of there.
We'll tell them when it closes when we're done with it after Kentucky wins that game. I mean, Luckett, when he gets off work, he's got to put in some time in the Grove with us.
They did it to spite me. Did it to spite me. Yeah, Ole Miss. What else is going on in Oxford, Mississippi, honestly? Like, what else are we going to do? We can't just sit outside and have a few cold beers?
I mean, if they said, like, all right, at 11 p.m. you need to be home, but 6 or 6:30, come on. We'll be there much later after Kentucky wins that game. And if you want some of that plus 7 or that plus 210 money line, get over to MyBookie and use promo code KSR to double your deposit. Let's all make some money this week. You especially, Roush.
Let's get off the snide.
Just got to get off the snide. Anything will help, but mostly a Kentucky win down in Oxford.
And Purdue, You got to finally win one of those.
It's going to be worst case scenario. Minnesota's going to win by 10, but be on cruise control the whole game. So then it's going to be like a double loss.
Row the boat one more.
Cousin Jeff lost and then, but he didn't cover either.
Row us home, Nick. Row us home.